Hey, it's Gina at Tarot in Time, here to give you a week ahead tarot and astrology reading for March 28th. So we are fully in Aries season. We're moving into an Aries new moon week, so double Aries energy. I'm here to give you some advice for the week ahead so that you can make the most of this dynamic time. So one of the couple things I see when I look at the chart for the week, I still see energy very consolidated together. I see a lot of the planets over in one area of the chart. Again, everybody's chart's different, so it's hitting different areas. I know for myself, it's hitting my 10th house, house of work, career, and as you know, Tarot in Time's been closed. Doing renovations. So yes, I feel that focus there, right? And hopefully we'll be open soon. We're shooting for mid-April. And so there's that energy very consolidated, right? It's not balanced. So it's kind of like working, taking that rest. We still have a lot of energy in Pisces, right? And Pisces really wants us to take a step back and take a look at the full picture of what's going on. So we moved into this new zodiac year. I think of Aries as those bulbs pushing out from underground. It's a cardinal sign, which a cardinal sign means that it leads the season. So think about all the dynamic energy it takes to push in the new season, right? That's what Aries is like. Aries is considered like the baby of the zodiac because it's the first house of the zodiac. And so this is a lot of childhood stuff coming up right now, and it can be that playful energy of childhood too. Aries is ruled by the planet Mars that wants to take action, wants to move ahead quickly. So as much as we want to move ahead quickly, we've been wanting to probably for a while now. We've been through a pandemic, we've been through all this crazy stuff, and it's just like, let's just go and live and see. And yes, that is all coming, but let's move a little bit slower this week because we have Mars, the planet that rules Aries, the planet of action. Also, very much associated with Aries being the god of war. So there's that pushing through, maybe not always thinking ahead energy. And with Mars making a square to Uranus, the planet of just unpredictable, wow, change, Aquarian energy. And we've got a lot of planets in Aquarius this week, including the moon starting us off this week. So Moon, Venus, Mars, and Saturn all in Aquarius. We've got this square going on with Mars and Uranus. So there's a lot of Uranus energy. So what does that tell us? Well, Uranus is usually pictured as a lightning bolt, change, insight. Very much in Aquarius is related to humanitarian efforts. So hopefully we see some more humanitarianism in our world. Wouldn't that be wonderful? So we can bring that down into our daily life, helping, reaching out, helping people, helping others, maybe doing some charity giving this week. Now, Mars square Uranus, yeah, let's not rush into doing a lot, but we can dream big right now. And Aries kind of has a reputation of not always following through with things. So, but that's okay. We know what we're dealing with. So there's going to be a lot of ideas that are going to come up that maybe they're not going to carry through all the way. But what's wrong with dreaming big? What's wrong with writing all these ideas out and editing them later, right? So it's kind of like wish big, edit later. Why not? So we still have these planets in Pisces. We have Jupiter there that wants to expand our dreams. We have Neptune there helping us create our dreams, very artsy kind of energy. That's still there. So let's dream big. Let's write down our ideas. Well, we can edit them later. Now, we also have, there's a couple interesting things. All that Aquarian energy, those 4 planets that I was talking about in Aquarius, which is called a stellium, right? It's consolidated energy together. There's 40% of the energy starting off the beginning of the week, Monday, Tuesday in Aquarius. And it's making a trine, a positive aspect to this point called Lilith. And if you know anything about the story of Lilith, my limited understanding is that she was considered to be Adam's wife before Eve. And she did not like inequality, and she would rather live in the desert for the rest of her life than to be in a relationship that was not equal. And so there's a positive aspect going on this week with Lilith and all this Aquarian energy. So it's very rebellious energy. It can give us freedom. It can help us scream our deep scream that we need to do, maybe when we're driving down the highway and no one can hear us. But there's that energy. There's this kind of uprising energy, this not accepting inequality energy. And so, but we do have to be careful with that because of so much Mars activity that it doesn't become volatile, right? So it starts with us and our reactions in our daily, in our relationships. So then also as we head towards the new moon this week, so we're going to start off with the moon in Aquarius. Again, we talk about the moon so much because it really affects us the most. It moves the quickest and it affects our emotions the most. So there's the moon in Aquarius. So Monday, Tuesday, be prepared for anything. Be prepared for new ideas coming in. Write them down. It doesn't mean just because you have the idea right then you have to move forward with it. Write it down. Then we move into Pisces midweek, so we can really be dreaming. We can really be resting up because we know we're going to move into this full speed ahead season. So make sure that the self-care is amped up. And we're going to talk about more in the cards because it's such an important topic, and it's such a topic that I find most readings come down to that. How are you caring for yourself? Now, new moon on Friday, so 2:24 a.m. Eastern time, we'll have the new moon. So get your wishes written down. I wrote down for the new moon to find a picture of yourself as a kid that you look happy, that you're having fun, and put that out. If you have an altar or something, whatever, wherever you want to put it on your fridge, just to remind you, maybe on your mirror in the bathroom. There you are, there's your childlike joy. That's Aries energy, right? So we also know that this full moon is going to be conjunct together with a point called Chiron. And Chiron has to do with our old wounds, right? The wounds that make us stronger over time as we work and heal them. So where are we pushing ourselves in our lives? Where are we caught in our childhood wounds? Where are we still really armored up? How can we lighten up as we move into Aries season? It's such a season of lightening up, right? We think about it, it's spring here in New England. So this is a great time to be, lemon in your water, maybe making some celery juice and doing all that lightening up, getting more fresh air. Being kinder to yourself, right? Not being your own enemy. You're here to cheer yourself on, and you've got a lot of dreams. So I want you to start playing in that field of your dreams. What do you want to do? What do you want to move forward this new zodiac year, this fresh new season? What are you ready to release? Now, Mercury is going to be conjunct the moon also on that new moon. So you're going to have Chiron, those old wounds coming up to become your strength. Aries representing a lot about childhood, it also rules the head. And then Mercury there that wants you to express. So it's a great time to write. It's a great time to speak. Also a lot of good energy on advertising around this new moon. So maybe it's a good time to put out a really good ad that's really genuine, that really connects with people. So get your 6 wishes written down. I'm saying 6 because it's a 6 year in numerology. We're talking about moving forward this 6th year. So try for 6, and you can start working on that list earlier in the week, especially when it's Wednesday and Thursday. So get your moon water out around Tuesday. I brought some, this is the jug that I use for moon water. I like this big one with the lid, and I can put it right in the window or outside hopefully, or just a good old mason jar works great. You can write down your 6 wishes. You can put the wishes under the water if that works for you. And then you're kind of infusing that water with your wishes too, which I think is great. Okay, so moving into the new moon, 6 wishes. I wrote ask big. You can always negotiate later, right? Dream big, why not? And we're gonna move into a Taurus weekend. So it's gonna be a beautiful time to really be kind to yourself. Have some great food, kind of evaluate this plan, maybe look over the things you've written, maybe share them with someone who's a helpful friend that can help you modify things a little bit. Have some great meals with friends and family. It's Venus sign. It's a Venus weekend on the 2nd and 3rd. So really live in that state of your dreams, of really being kind to yourself as we move forward in this Aries season. So that's about all I'm going to talk about this week. There's always so many things to talk about, but so dream big, plan, but make your moves after the new moon, okay? So for the piles, I picked from Moonology. This is this really fun oracle card deck by Yasmin Boland. Isn't that pretty? And it's got all the moon signs. So I picked out the Aries. First pile number 1, it's time to take action. New moon in Aries. Pile number 2, because Aries is a cardinal sign, we have cardinal moon. Be bold and make the first move. And pile number 3, a new start is coming. New moon. Pick your pile. Let's get started. Pile number 1, it's time to take action. New moon in Aries. So we take action in our planning, and we'll start taking much more forward action a little later in the week, going into the following week. So I'm working with 4 decks here, some of my favorites, using my pendulum to choose. I have the Modern Witch, the Forest of Enchantment, the Muse, and the Vintage Tarot. So let's see what we have moving forward this week ahead. All right, well, you're not messing around here. You're starting off with the Death card. So there's a lot of change coming, right? There's things being cleared out of the way for you. There's big, it's almost like we just have to surrender to these changes. This new day is coming. We really are dealing with a lot of grief in the world, even though the Ukraine feels very far away from us. In our hearts, it really does not. And so we really are grieving, I think. Our heart position of the reading is the King of Wands, a world traveler, kind of feeling that world connection. He would be Aries king, really. He's a fiery king. He's there showing up in your heart. He definitely wants to get up and go. Supporting your heart, you have strength, fire energy. Look at her wolf with her, my goodness. So beautiful, so powerful, but yet so gentle. Out there connecting with nature, kind of almost on a picnic or picking some flowers. And so really savoring those small times, right? Those important everyday beauty of life. And that's kind of what kept coming up in when I was preparing for this, that it's the simple things that really bring us joy. Like, I started to realize how much joy I have just coming home and lighting my candles, like how relaxing that feels to me. And so it's just really seeing, after we've been through things, after we've suffered losses in our life, which we all do as humans, the little joys, they're so beautiful. Here's the foundation card, is the 6 of Voices. I love this card from the Muse Tarot. It's almost like the universe is nudging you, just nudging you to take that leap of faith, that movement forward. This is like a minor version of the Lovers card, which is one of the cards of the year for 2022, right? 2022 equals the number 6. And we have the Lovers card, and actually the Devil card is our theme cards of the year. So this is like a minor version of the Lovers. And this is almost like the relationship with your higher self, the relationship with your guides. And they really are encouraging you, feels like so gently encouraging you to take that leap of faith. Behind the scenes, we have the 7 of Visions. So things are still a little foggy. We're coming out of that Pisces season where things were not that clear. We're very much in the fog. And now that's coming up behind the scenes, a little bit in the past. Now you're moving into the clarity. Here's the 5 of Pentacles. Often considered like a poverty mentality card. I just look at it, for me up here in New England, it's like, oh, it's just so exciting to drop the jacket, right? So we have that next to this beautiful woman out on her picnic, right? So we're kind of dropping that jacket, dropping some things that don't work anymore for us. Things are changing rapidly. And so it's kind of almost like they're looking kind of down and just like this, but it's time to really look up and look at the big picture. Look how amazing it is that we are living the beautiful lives that we're living. And, you know, sometimes I know for myself, I'll get really caught up in how other people are hurting. And maybe that's a water sign thing. I am a Cancer rising with a lot of Scorpio and Pisces. But sometimes we can't separate out, right? Or we feel bad that we have it so good when other people are suffering so much. So I'm kind of seeing that here. But I kind of feel like you came here on a mission, and yes, you have to stay focused. You have to stay focused on what you're doing. Now here's the Nine of Voices, which is traditionally called the Nine of Swords. What a much more beautiful version. And look how this woman's down here kind of in the fetal position. She almost looks like she's sleeping in clouds, or like almost has like bubble bath kind of feels to it. Kind of like getting ahead of the game, knowing that there's stresses, knowing that there's a lot of triggers, especially the news. I know for me, that's a big one. So making sure more than ever that self-care is happening, that you're retreating, that you're resting, that it's being honored as part of your experience. I really personally feel in my own life that if I take that rest and that downtime, I'm going to be more productive when I go. I'm completely absorbed and I'm in it. So that's what I'm seeing here. Here's the Nine of Cups. So you got two nines. All this full, lots of emotions, lots of choices. There's a lot of fullness. So it's almost like there's going to be both extremes of going into some overthinking, and there's a lot of emotion, but there's a lot of beauty. That's what I'm seeing here. Okay, so I'm going to pull a couple more. I'm going to do the Modern Witch here because I love it, and see if there's anything else that we missed. The Devil card, didn't I just say it was the card of the year? And the Six of Swords, which is a minor version of the Lovers, which you got before, and the Queen of Cups. Now these came up reversed. I don't really read reversals usually, but here's the Devil card, Modern Witch. So it's kind of like looking at where you're enslaved, where you're feeling bound, where you're feeling guilt, right? Because I was talking about the making resting part of your routine. Like it needs to be scheduled in. And so maybe you have some guilt about that, or maybe you just think that you're supposed to be constantly working. And I think that the rest has to be honored as part of the workday. Here's the Six of Swords moving you forward. This was another version of it here. And then the Queen of Cups here. So beautiful. Honoring the emotions, honoring the feelings. It's a very, very intuitive time right now. Neptune and Pisces, conjunct Jupiter, very lovely. So let yourself be open to receive that emotional information, to receive the messages that you need to receive, and make some room for that by clearing out some of the old guilt, okay? And that can be as simple as just writing some of those things down, shining light on it. Okay, I want to work with some oracles here, and I've got some letters and charms for you. I'm really liking the Sacred Self-Care oracle. I just bought a whole bunch of them, so when we reopen, we'll have them in stock. We have so many new goodies in stock. As you know, our stores are sister stores, Chestnut Woodworking, an antique flooring company, and Tarot and Time. And now they're kind of melding together more and more, so we're gonna have a lot of fun new inventory, so I hope that you get to visit us. All right, so let's talk about some self-care for you. We see some changes coming in. We see some acknowledgements that you need to be caring for yourself a little bit more tenderly, and expecting that that's part of the full picture. That's not you just out of whack or being moody. That's you needing self-care time. So let's talk about what that looks like. We've got two self-care cards. I'm gonna pull a couple relative oracle cards because they're so much fun. Got two here. And I'll do some charms while I'm at it. And we'll go in with our fun Scrabble letters and see what we have for you. I'm gonna take a picture at the end, so don't worry. Okay, so your self-care cards, we have journal. Okay, absolutely. With Mercury close to the moon this week, it's a good time to write. It's a good time to be jotting down these ideas in general, so go for it. Journaling can start off as lists. Journaling can start off as your wishes, right? Maybe you start making that wish list this week, and maybe you go into some journaling, right? Now, music. Fabulous. Okay, blast some music, journal. We've got a fortune cookie here. Look for someone's strength instead of weaknesses. We have the word who. You also got a guitar. And the number 3, I've got Gemini over here next to a circle. We've got a couple tree of lives, which is cool. Votes for women, which fell over the devil, which is interesting. So it's almost like that kind of brings up for me, like, if you're a woman listening to this and you're in a family and you think that there's these traditional roles, I know for me, like, I have to remember that I don't have to cook for everyone, right? They are capable. But maybe it's the Cancer rising. I think that I feel guilt if I don't cook for my family. So starting to work through that, starting to see my children are older, they know how to cook. And so that kind of thing, starting to ease up on these deeply rooted ideas that someone put in us when we were young. And that goes back to that Aries thing, looking at our childhood, looking through, sorting through what's really going on in there and what's the new you now? Who are you now? I've got the word saw, S-A-W, and it's almost like, and with all these trees around, it's like almost like cutting out those old ideas figuratively. I've got a Z over the 7 of visions. I've got the word me with a smiley face and a teddy bear and a snake and a unicorn. Okay, the charms are kind of fun. Let's see what else we've got. Oh, we're gonna do these words, and we still have 2 oracles to pull here. So let's see what our oracle is. The first one is Snake Charmer. And it's interesting because you got a snake up here. So Snake Charmer, wow. It's so cool to think that that was actually somebody's relative, because this is Carrie Paris's deck, full of her fans' relatives actually in it. Okay, Snake Charmer. So like he's not messing around. He feels very Scorpio. He's just being himself. Somewhere in my notes I had written like, what kind of clothes do you want to wear? Who are you now? What's your style? Who are you truly? And we got this Snake Charmer. So just being who you are. And we actually got the word who also. All right, we have one more here, and it's called Stature. So both like very well dressed men in suits and top hats. Okay, and for words here, let's see what we've got. Got 2 W's, and do I have S-C-I-E? Oh, I thought I had science. I do not. Okay. Well, I have the word. Do I have the word grease? No, I need another E. I'm not having much luck here making letters, but I am going to take a picture of this so you can try. I've got the word grew. I've got I got the word sow, grew, sow, and I have the name Phil, and the initials CSZ. All right, I'll take a picture. Have a great week. Pile number 2, be bold and make the first move. Okay, it's kind of got a little bit of a dating vibe there. Let's see what's going on for you this week ahead. All right, Child of Pentacles going up to that candy house. I don't think he knows what lives in candy houses. Okay, well, he's definitely making the first move. Child of Boons, Page of Pentacles, young energy, Temperance. So this is a Sagittarius card ruled by Jupiter, planet of expansion. Here she is in her rainbow sweater, beautiful, beautiful red wings. How pretty. So this is the bigger picture, finding the balance of the heart and the mind. It's coming up in your heart position. It's very lovely. Just feels very compassionate. Here's the Three of Voices, Three of Swords. Such a human card. A lot of pain, a lot of sorrow. So there's almost like, let's see, be bold and make the first move, but he makes the first move and it almost maybe kind of gets him in trouble. There's Temperance, which is a Sagittarius card, which I'm a Sagittarius sun, so I'm allowed to say this. We don't always think things out. We kind of go on a wish and a bet. I don't know what the expression is, but we're lucky. But we don't always think things out well, right? We can be very idealistic. We can think it's going to be fabulous, right? And maybe overlooking the things that could stop us, which is great because we usually are unstoppable. But sometimes old stuff comes in, old pains, right? This feels like some of that stuff about thinking back to childhood with all this energy with Chiron, with Aries being the child. I feel like there's like there's this energy there to kind of clear through that, right? Go through that, and there's luck on your side to do that. Here's the Ace of Wands, fabulous. Coming in on the foundation. There's something new. You're ready to move forward. This feels very Aries season like. So you are ready to move through some of this old wounds. Focus on how lucky you are, how much gratitude you have in your heart for how well things are working out for you. Don't be afraid to make these moves forward, to better yourself, to move into your new life. You don't have to sit in this old stuff. You don't owe anybody that. Okay, so behind the scenes, you have this Eight of Emotions. You're ready to move forward. This almost feels like an eclipse there. You are ready to release. I know we're coming up upon some eclipses soon. I'm a little new on the eclipses, but they definitely have an impact of either bringing things in or taking things away, right? So you're ready for these changes to come in. Here's the Seven of Challenges, Seven of Swords. Some things are just blatantly being taken from you. And you know what? They're a moving crew that you didn't have to pay. They're taking stuff that you no longer need. Let him carry away some of the old pains. You can look through it. There's only so long you need to wallow in it. You're ready to move forward. Here's the Knight of Pentacles. Delivering something of value, moving forward into a beautiful moving forward energy. And I think of that as like that weekend coming up on the 2nd and 3rd, Taurus weekend, right? Knight of Pentacles could be a Taurus night. So enjoy, be grateful. Yes, there's some old pains, but you're moving forward. You're doing something great with it. Here's the Three of Cups. And I was saying for the weekend, it would be great to be with friends, share a meal, share some gratitude, have some fun. So I see you definitely working through some stuff this week, but you have the universe helping you. It's kind of like, don't be stupid because you know there's a witch living in that house. Come on, you know it. So let's not be like ridiculous, but like, let's move forward. Let's take some chances. Let's let go of some old stuff. Let's not pick fights. Let's not go knocking on the witch's door. Let's not be eating her house, right? So let's not look for trouble. It's Mars energy. There's a lot of it going on this week. Work with it. help it trim off. You know, a square can be considered, I hear Sheila Haidt talking about as, yeah, it can be a square, butting heads, or it can zest. Let it take away. It's like, let it take away what you don't need. And so you're clearer, you're ready, you can move forward. All right, we got a couple oracles here. We have competition, labor, innocence. This is the Aries energy, that innocent young child energy. And then there's competition back here, kind of coming in next to the 7 of challenges. So it kind of feels like it's just like that aggressive side of Aries, the aggressive side of Mars, right? It's there. Find a good outlet for it. Maybe you need to go play some sports. Maybe you need to do something so you can get that out. Remember, there's Lilith energy going on this week too. So that rightful scream, that rightful rage. So find good outlets for it. Here's labor, right? So maybe it's a good time to go chop some wood, do something so you can get that energy out, right? And yes, crying might be some of it. It may have to play a role this week, and that's okay. Look at it as a helpful friend that's releasing, right? So have some fun, play a game. Like, it feels like soccer or something. Go run around. I think I wrote on my forecasts for the week ahead, you know, go run around a field, go run around a park, go have some fun like you were a little kid. And if that doesn't burn off enough energy for you, then maybe do some hard labor, do some yard work. Okay, let's see what your self-care cards are. I'm gonna pull 2 of those. And this is a little moon water reminder, right? I think I talked about that in the opening clips. So you can really align with the energy of the new moon, align with that Aries energy so that Mars energy can help you push forward in the right way. Do a few charms here, and a few Scrabble letters. Okay. Okay, you've got the word who twice. Up here on 8 of Emotions, it says who and saw. Who and saw, okay. You've got a tree of life. Up here on this Child of Pentacles, you have the Aries symbol. And on the back, it says courageous. So yeah, over this night, this Child of Pentacles going up to the witch's house. Yeah, there's no lack of courage here, but choose how to use it. Got the sun. We've got another tree. We have this really pretty book, journal maybe. And a pretty flower. We've got a dragonfly over a moon. This little boy, which is so Aries. Got the other who here. A guitar, a gift, an anchor coming in on the foundation card here, really getting grounded. A fortune cookie that says life is either a daring adventure or nothing. That sounds completely Aries-like. Okay, so let's see what your self-care cards are. And we'll see what letters. Movement. Yes, coming in next to competition. Just find some fun movement. And I'm not talking about like, oh, I don't want to do, like, do something fun, do something you like, do something simple, easy, with joy. Dream journal. And it says inside the journal, are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? You need some sleep. Don't forget about sleep. So important. We rolled a number 3 over here. And, you know, if Aries is the baby, babies definitely need their sleep. All right, what do I got here? I've got the word tea. I've got the word weed. I've got the word pond. And do I have anything else? Okay, well, I have some initials. I have the word free. And the initials TPW. Okay, I will take this picture. Oh, I didn't roll some dice. Let's roll some dice. Of course you got Aries. You got South Node, Aries, 11th house. South Node being the cup that holds everything that ever happened to you. In the sign of Aries, in the 11th house, Aquarius's house. This could be old experiences, old childhood things. This could affect your friend groups. Something there could be people from the past. It could be friends from the past that show up this week. Make them a cup of tea. Talk about the good times. Yeah, who saw almost like an old friend could come to town. I'd love to hear if that's the case. Please comment. I'd love to hear from you. And you're gonna really just enjoy it. Enjoy the fun times of reminiscing about silly times. And there's a lot of joy here. Don't be afraid to dip into some of those deep emotions and then pull back out of it. You'll be okay. Have a great week. Pile number 3, a new start is coming, new moon, especially a new moon in Aries because it's the first sign of the zodiac, so it's definitely fresh new energy. Okay, let's see what you need to know this week ahead. Ace of Cups, lovely start. A cup overflowing with emotion and love and joy and satisfaction, really a cup of satisfaction. Aries is the first house of the zodiac. Ace of Cups is a 1, something new start is coming. The heart position, we have the 10 of Spells, which 10 would also be considered a 1. 1 and 0 is 1. They look like they've been having fun. Looks like they were partying all night. Oh, coming back from the ball, sneaking back in here, barefoot. Interesting. Okay. Here's the 10 of Challenges. So there's like a lot of ups and downs, right? There's a lot of emotion, number 1. There's a lot of fun, and then there's a lot of worry. So you've got a little bit of both going on. But a new start is coming, so it's a good time to start looking through the challenges, looking through the overthinking, looking through what needs to change, what's ready to change, what no longer works. And you're being topped and bottomed with aces, which makes me feel really good. Ace of Pentacles, look how gorgeous. Something new, something of value. This is very much a symbol of money. This is a symbol of prosperity, moving forward, very nature-based outside. And so there's some changes. So you've got all ones, 1, 1, 1, 1. Ace of Cups, 10 of Spells, 10 of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. So there's beginnings and ends. New start is coming, it was right. See what's going on behind the scenes. Another 10, the Wheel of Fortune. Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter. We know Jupiter's really close to Neptune right now. Neptune wants you to dream big, right? It's clearing up some old stuff, some old karma, some olds. It can be it's almost like death and rebirth in a way. So there's this cleanup going on, this moving forward, and wherever Jupiter falls, it wants to expand things, right? So working on those dreams, dreaming them big, feeling it big so it can be expanded out. Here's the High Priestess. They have 2 major arcanas behind the scenes. She's a very powerful, intuitive High Priestess. Powerful female energy. Kind of feels like that Lilith energy I was talking about. That rightful rage, that rightful scream. Making that a big aspect with all those planets in Aquarius. So there's some deep changes happening. There's just something here about just trusting the messages that you're getting, moving you forward. There's the 5 of Voices, which kind of feels like those messages. Looks like they're all sitting in meditation there, gathering together. There's this olive branch hanging over them. Maybe there's some peace that you're going to make this week with some people. Maybe there's some old stuff that's going to be set free. And there's the Queen of Pentacles. Going into a Taurus weekend this week. So I'm going to pull a few more because I'm kind of getting that there's like some ends and beginnings. I feel like there was some friend group that you were hanging out with or something where you had some challenges with it and you felt like you clearly got some messages maybe not to be in that group. I have a jumper card down here. Let's see what it was. So here's 3 of Wands. So like really evaluating where you want to move forward. She's alone. She's thinking about her choices, which way to go. 3 of Wands is a really dynamic card of forward movement. So there's some cleanup here, some ends and beginnings. No, like almost just advising you kind of just to sit in meditation, to sit with it, to see what's been going on and how you want to move forward, how you want to do things differently now. I'm going to pull a couple more. 4 of Swords, the Hermit, and the Tower. Okay, so the 4 of Swords is like she looks anguished about what she's been thinking, right? It's kind of maybe been interrupting sleep, kind of just hovering over. But there's something here that was important that you were learning here. There was something here in relationship that you needed to learn. And you, especially to trust the feelings, to trust when those things first come up, that maybe there's something to it. Sometimes we feel like we're being judgmental or, but there's something there, there's a deep knowing, right? And so really what's coming up is that there's a level of satisfaction that you're looking for, but this was not where you received it, but this wasn't a mistake, like this friendship here, this group of people that you were with, it wasn't a mistake, it was teaching you something. And you know, the Tower comes in and the Tower is ruled by Aquarius, which does rule friend groups and large groups of people. And it may feel painful and it may feel slightly tragic in a way, but there's something very much of value that you gained here. Here's the Hermit who's always searching for her truth, modern witch, so she's looking at her tablet, but she's searching. She needs to learn these experiences about what's true to her, what works for her. I want to just I need a couple more here. I feel like there's more. It's the 8 of Voices and the Ace of Voices. Okay, so this is a good time to start writing. Maybe you write a letter to yourself or to these people and you just start getting it out. 8 of Voices. You feel stuck. You need to get these thoughts out. And we know that this is a good week for that. But it's not necessarily a week to present that to the other person, but it's a good week for you to express it out on paper to yourself. Here's the Ace of Voices coming in, Ace of Swords, Ace of Air. You already had the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles come up. The only thing you're missing is the Ace of Fire, Wands, right? We're gonna have to pick one more and see if we get it. But this is such a freedom. Like there's this airing out. There's this wisdom, the owl, you've learned something. There's something, a new way of thinking coming in. There's a change. So this is a positive thing, even though it was painful. Let's just try for the Ace of Wands and see if we get it just for fun. Okay, so let's see. Anything else? 10 of Visions, which is another 10, which is another 1. And the Queen of Pentacles. Simplicity with her flowers. She's barefoot. She's enjoying nature. She's enjoying the simple things. And here's 10 of Visions, which I think is kind of funny that there's 3 unicorns. It's a 10 of Visions, but there's 3 of them. So there's just kind of this happy family, your own uniqueness, your own way of being, maybe very different from other people. You learned something powerful here. So please, if you're beating yourself up in any way for this, something valuable came out of it. And I think you'll see that in the near future. All right, I'm gonna pull a couple self-care cards for you because self-care is a hot topic right now. I think maybe always. So these are 2 good self-care cards for you. And then I'm gonna pull 2 from the Relative Tarot Oracle because I love it. And see what else you need to know. And we'll throw a few charms on here. And a few Scrabble pieces too. Letters, looking for names. anything that comes out. Okay. Got a W and a K. I'm going to take a picture, so don't worry. An X, a Y. And I think I have the word truly. 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 I thought I had going, but I don't. I have going, like slang. I have the initials KWX and well, I am going to take a picture of this so you can see it. I also have an A over here I can take. Does that help me any? Let's see what else we got over here. So up at the top, we've got a 5. Change, new start is coming. We've got a flag. We've got a diamond ring, or it's supposed to be a ring, over the Ace of Cups, which really shows me, like, I think that if you're looking for love, I feel like you may find some this week. Protected and vulnerable. We've got a fox here and a gift. So, you know, just be careful. People might be a little bit, there could be some slyness to some of the people that you might meet this week, but just trust your feelings, because it's all landing on the High Priestess along with this royalty tag and this fortune cookie that says, never fear, the end of something marks the start of something new. And you definitely had a lot of 10s and 1s. So just trust when you do meet someone, if you feel any sense of, like, if you feel safe around them, those kind of things, just check your body to see how you're doing. But I see, like, there's something here, like something's coming in, that there could be an opportunity to meet someone. It could be through your friend group too. Okay, so I'm back to my letters here. I thought I had the word date, but I guess I'm wrong. I have the word Luna, and I have the initials DT. Okay, so let's see what your cards are. Your self-care, we have sync with the moon. Great on a new moon week. Some resting, some planning, right? New moons are when farmers plant seeds, and so plant your seeds, your dreams, your ideas. Have the word drama. And so just be aware, you know, we know that, like, it's not a great week for pushing forward because of all that Mars energy that can kind of get to be a big fire. So you want to avoid that drama. So kind of just pausing a little bit more. This is more a week of, like, your self-discovery of things, writing it down, getting ready to express that later. Here's inheritance. And, like, a lot of times it's, well, here's drama inherited, right? Or so maybe it's some stuff with family groups, or maybe there's some behavior that you've inherited that you're ready to let go of. Connect with your womb. It looks like the Aries symbol, doesn't it? Okay, so you're going to connect deeply. What's going on? There's a lot of moon energy here. There's a lot of, we got the High Priestess who's ruled by the moon. You got sync with the moon, connect with the womb. So there's, like, deep emotional stuff. Connect with your true desires, connect with what it is that you want. Be open for someone new to come into your life this week. Pay attention to your body, how you feel about them. Don't accept drama. Drama is not, it's overrated. And if you want drama, watch a movie. At least that ends and you can turn it off. We've got the moon in Taurus in the 7th house. Okay, interesting, because it's going to be a Taurus weekend. I feel some dating energy here, or if you're in a relationship, it could just be like fun friendship energy, something new coming in. And we rolled the 7th house, which is Libra's house of relationships. So this is really pointing towards this weekend of the second and third. So maybe go out so that you actually get a chance to meet new people, if that's what you're looking for. It's a good time to do those beautiful things I was talking about. Have a good meal, be around people that you care about. Maybe go shopping on a Taurus weekend can also be really great. Whatever you do, have a great time, and I'll talk to you next week.